Hey Simlies, it's Deligracy here with another speed build. I am doing a fairy tale hill build today, and I am going to be having, or I may have already had, a lot of fairy tale oriented stuff at the moment, which I know isn't everyone's style, but it's kind of the thing I'm working on right now, getting ready for a brand new Let's Play. So yeah, it's been a fun, and I've kind of lost track of which videos are coming out when, because I'm recording 3 weeks worth of content for you guys whilst I'll be away for 2 weeks. And this build was really random because I have been sick. I was unwell while I was recording a lot of builds, and I kind of hit the wall and slept for 3 hours at 5 p.m. yesterday. And then when I woke up, I decided to do this build because even though I felt so bad, I just wanted to build. And you know what? I'm so glad I did, because this build was a lot of fun and it's totally different to anything I've ever done. So yeah, I think some of you guys will appreciate it. But basically the concept was to create a build from a hill, or to at least make it look like it had a grass roof and was kind of just built into the ground. And that is very difficult to do without constrained floor elevation in The Sims 4. Constrained floor elevation was a cheat in The Sims 3 which allowed you to control the terrain and create lots of different levels of terrain. And in The Sims 3, we also did have the ability to change the terrain. And in The Sims 4, everything is flat, which is very disappointing in a lot of ways. But this is the best I could do. And I don't think it looks too bad. I think it works. It's kind of got a little bit of a Hobbit aesthetic to it, like a Hobbit home. It might look like something from Lord of the Rings, maybe. Maybe I was subconsciously inspired by that. But this house is going to be the home to a fairy tale character who doesn't have a lot of money, but has been collecting a few things. And it's just going to have one single bed in it, and it's just one open space. And those big modern windows I just put in there as placeholders, they're going to be taken out. That's definitely not the final aesthetic at all. So ignore those big windows for now. But to begin with, I started blending in the roof into the ground through placing rocks around it. And I think that these rocks, oh my gosh, and you know what I just realized? I did not terrain paint, which is crazy because I always go on about how important it is to use the terrain painting tool. Oh my goodness, that's how sick I was when I did this. Did not even terrain paint. Oh, shocking. Anyways, so yeah, basically I'm using rocks, lifting them up using the 9 key, lowering them down using the 0 key, and I'm just building it up bit by bit to make it look like this is made from the ground. Because right now it just looks like some roofing. And one thing that really helps, I think, bring this to life is when we start placing plants on top of the roof, so it looks like it's actually growing out from the roof area, which is kind of cool. I think my dream house actually has a grass roof. I love modern homes with grass roofs, and it's been difficult to actually recreate that in The Sims 4. This is probably the closest I've been able to doing that, because it just looks like in The Sims 4 you put AstroTurf on the roof and just stick plants on it. It doesn't look at all convincing. But this, I think it's a little bit convincing, and yeah, I'm just excited. And then I was also trying to figure out what columns to use as well, and it looked a little bit funny with the modern windows, but in the end it all blends in together quite nicely. I also find putting in trees makes such a big difference. Just makes it look more real and more magical. So we're placing some trees around, and I find if you hold down the Alt key and rotate them on a 360-degree angle, it really makes things look more organic than just placing them at the same angle every single object. Like, it's good to kind of spin them around a bit. It makes it look more organic, more lived in. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to be lifting up different plants and kind of mixing them in. We'll start rotating some soon. And now it's just becoming like, it looks like a really overgrown little hut. It's a shame that it's in a suburban town of Newcrest, but it is getting there. I think what we're lacking at the moment in The Sims 4 is a world that is more farmy or more natural looking. I would love something that's the equivalent to the world that came with The Sims 3 Pets. Forgot what it was called. Had a really cute name. But I really liked that world, so I hope we get something similar to that. But we do know the next world we're going to get is a city world, because The Sims 4 City Living has been announced. I'm so pumped, so excited. Oh my goodness. So that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, I also love the yellow flowers popping up through the roof there. I think they're really cute. And we're going to make a little bit of a little arched entrance here, which I think looks quite pretty. And I love the front door we end up using. The front door is I guess, not really circular. It would have been perfect if we had a big, wide, circular Hobbit door, like in the Lord of the Rings film. But it's definitely got a curve or an arch to it, and it's got this big golden handle that almost looks like a demon or some creature on it. And I was like, yes, this is perfection. I'm also using some of the wall decor of vines going up the walls, or growing up the walls rather, from the Sims 4 Get Together. They are super, super handy. I definitely love the Sims 4 Get Together expansion pack, not only for the extra gameplay it brings, but I actually really love all the bits and pieces you get in it. And I also love the world of Windenburg. It's very, very pretty and very, very detailed. So yeah, that's it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Lots of useful stuff in there. And also these little windows from the base game I thought were really cute. So we put those up there, and a few little plants on there again. And now it's really beginning to take shape, I think. And we're also going to make use of some of the fencing, the stone fencing, which I don't use very often either. So that's going to be nice and look a little bit more old school. But yeah, that's the door. I love that door. We're using it as the front door, so I just replaced a different door as the back door. But there we go. There's the front door. And I think that big dramatic gold front door handle really brings a fairy tale aspect into this build, and I love that. Inside, the interior is going to be very cluttered because it was such a small space to furnish. I went all out with decorations. I wanted to look like the person who lives here, or the sim that lives here, has just collected lots of little things and books and knickknacks, and I also wanted it to look old-fashioned in a way to go with the fairy tale theme. So that was a bit of fun, and I have made a separate bathroom too, which is one of my favorite screenshots, actually. I like the different textures in it. I also thought it was a good idea to have a nice bonfire out the back as well. We've got some stone seats there, just blending them in and making them look a little bit different by adding a few rocks to them. Lots of flowers around them, and really the style of this is overgrown, leaning on decrepit, but at the same time it looks really beautiful. And I'm going to put a ton of garden gnomes in this build. I was crazy with the garden gnomes in this build because they're so damn cute. I love the garden gnomes in The Sims. I don't know what I'd do without them. Even if I don't use them that often, I still really, really appreciate them. They're just so cute. Makes me want to get a garden gnome myself, actually, at my house. Might need to do that. And yeah, it's pretty much coming together now. So I don't know, I hope you guys liked this build. Definitely comment what kind of builds you're hoping to see, or what kind of videos you're wanting to see. Been getting a lot of feedback from you guys about wanting to see some GTA videos on the channel, which is quite interesting because it's such a far leap from The Sims. I wouldn't say Sims and GTA go hand in hand together, but you guys seem to find it quite funny, those videos. So I might give that another go. I know a lot of you are definitely enjoying the live streams of GTA. And when I get back from my holiday, I am wanting to get back into the routine of live streams. For those of you guys who have been watching them, of course, plenty of YouTube videos will always be here for you guys who just like to stick to YouTube. But I really enjoy live streaming. I think it's a world that a lot of people, or a lot of you viewers, a discovering bit by bit, because at first a lot of people just go, oh, Twitch, I don't really know anything about that. But I think a lot of you guys are gradually discovering it, and it's so much fun. It's just so much fun getting to interact with you guys and creating a little community and seeing myself talk to you guys and then you guys talking to each other in the chat. It's just really cool, just bringing everyone together. I love it. So I definitely recommend, like, even if it's not my streams, I recommend you check out anyone's streams because it's just fun. If you just get a chance, if you're bored at work and you want to listen to something in the background, I used to listen to Twitch streams. I just listen to the audio and not the visuals, or I just have the chat window on the side. Or if you're doing creative homework or something, it's just nice to have on in the background. Here are all the little garden gnomes. How cute are they? The one at the entrance is my favorite, just sitting on the roof or running across the roof. And the little bird houses are quite sweet, I think. Then putting in some logs there for the bonfire, even though the bonfire is made out of old wood and chairs and stuff. Then moving around to the front. I will say there is no custom content in this build, in case you guys were wondering. The only custom content I've been using is a few hairs, nothing else. So there's definitely no custom content in this build at all. Because I know there's probably a few items I've used you guys might not recognize, because they're probably items that you don't get to use as much. Oh my gosh, my stomach just rumbled so much. I don't know if you guys heard that. It's pretty epic rumble. Food. Oh, what should I have for lunch? I don't know, maybe a salad, tuna salad or something. Sounds so boring though. I don't know, we'll see. Now we're creating the bathroom over here. I decided to make a little inset area where at the moment I've put a wardrobe, but we're actually going to have, I think, a decor object with plates in it there, perhaps, or maybe a bookshelf, I can't recall. But this is a little bathroom. I think it's cute. I love having the stone texture wallpaper with that old wood wallpaper. I think that looks really cool. And it's definitely got a very strong vintage feel about it, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's nice. That toilet is kind of funny. I don't know why I find it funny, but it kind of looks like a drop dunny. Do you guys know what a drop dunny is in other countries, or is that an Australian term? I think the word dunny is Australian, which means toilet. But a drop dunny is one of those toilets where if you're on a road trip and you stop on the side of the road, there's these toilets that are just a drop toilet. There's no flush and it just drops down to below. I don't even know what happens to it. I mean, what happens if the whole thing fills up? They cover it up and then move the toilet, like physically move it to another spot? I don't even know how that works. How do drop dunnies work? Oh, this is such a gross conversation, but yet so intriguing, so interesting for me. I've got to look that up. God, I have a messed up brain. Ugh, why? Anyways, moving on. I thought we'd have some fancy floorboards in here to make it look like maybe once this place was quite fancy, or maybe over time it's needed a bit of work and the occupant has only focused on polishing the floors, maybe not the walls, you know? And then I was trying to find some good tiles here for the kitchen, and in the end I thought these just blended in perfectly. They weren't too in your face or anything. The kitchen appliances we're using are going to be the old school ones. We've got the old stove with the wood underneath, ready to light it up with wood at a match. And I also player tested this area, and the fridge, I could not use the fridge. I couldn't figure out why, but in the end it was because on the roof, some of the bushes and flowers were obstructing it. Even though visually they aren't, for the Sims, it was blocking them. So if you want to download this, then I suggest if you had any issues with it, just move the plants around on the roof a bit and they should be able to find their way through. You'll just need to put on the move objects, or you'll need to activate the move objects on cheat to do that. And yeah, just working on a little lounge area. I didn't want any technology in here. I decided to not have a TV or anything, so I'm just pulling out all the decor objects that I wanted to use. And there's a lot of random stuff. We've got the suit and armor. I thought that was kind of cool. A little tea set. We've got some random boxes to put outside, a treasure chest. Really, whoever lives here is a collector. Potentially leaning on a hoarder. I'm going to say a collector for now, though, because it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, we've just put that little plate shelf in the corner. I love that screen with the wardrobe on the other side of it. Just giving that bedroom a little bit of privacy. You could probably fit... Oh yeah, you could definitely fit a double bed in there too if you wanted to move in a couple. And that old school painting's fantastic on the wall there. Love that with the pink plates. The pink plates are so cute. I'm so glad that's a color swatch available. Just because it's really different. And we have these shelves here that have all sorts of pickles and things on them from the Sims 4 Dine Out, and some olives or capsicum, something pickled. And also an old school mirror over here. So it's pretty chockers. Like, there's a lot of stuff around. Books and things everywhere. There's not a lot of storage. So yeah, all the objects that the occupant might own, you can actually see. And I felt like they would have curtains to shut out the world because they're super secretive inside their little hill house. Some curtains there, and we're going to have just a dining table with one chair. And I did that deliberately because I thought the occupant of this home would be a loner and they wouldn't really ever have guests around, so they just have their one dining chair. But again, you could reshuffle it a bit to add a second one in quite easily, I think. And we're going to just have a little seating area. I'm going to change that seat to a leather armchair because I thought it looked a bit uncomfortable, just the wooden chair. But we're going to have the tea set on a small coffee table. Oh, did I add 2 chairs to the dining area? I thought I just had 1. I guess I must have thought the occupant might be entertaining. And then, yeah, this lounge area is kind of random. It's just a sitting area, really. And I have to say, looking back on this, I really think I should have added in a bookshelf. That is what's missing. Pardon me. We've also got a couple of violins there because we needed something to increase fun. And we're also going to put outside a chess table as well to get that fun up and to also get the skill level up of logic. I think that's important for gameplay too. Just a candelabra added in there, and this is pretty much it. Once we get that leather armchair in, we'll go straight into the screenshots. So this is the exterior of the house. Let me know what you think, if you like it. I am quite happy with it. It's very different to what I've done before in The Sims 4. I think it's fun. I think it's overgrown. I think it has a lot of character, and I think that I would prefer to know what you guys think than what I think, because I love your feedback. And then this is the interior. Oh my gosh, this cough is driving me nuts. And then we've got the kitchen area, little dining table, the screen that has the bedroom behind it. And yeah, it's pretty old. It's got a lot of stuff in there, which I like. Lots of stuff. And I think I'll have Rumpelstiltskin live here. I think that's who I've created this house for, but I'm sure you could have an unimaginable amount of different kind of Sims and characters living here. Even maybe Sims that aren't in a fairy tale, maybe Sims that are just a little bit eccentric and maybe a little bit more old school, who want to stay away from technology. You can just go crazy with your imagination here. And those gnomes are so freaking cute. I love them. I love them so much. I need a garden gnome in my house, I've decided. Anyways, you guys, I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world. I'll speak to you soon.